Well, hello there, said Obi-Wan Kenobi, but not me. I couldn't resist, so I got this soaking a couple of minutes, which it's a soaking stone. It still feels bloody coarse. The 1200 feels like a 400, 600 feels very coarse to my finger. The 600 feels like 400, but the proof will be in how it sharpens. So the 1200 side is chamfered pretty damn good. The 600 side looks like it's chamfered by a drunk ass kid. So, do I really care? Well, yes and no. It should, for the price, arrive pretty damn good. So, I'm gonna check it's flat. Yes, it's a soaking stone. It's supposed to be harder, a good bit harder than a normal 600. It's also supposed to be a little less abrasive to finish on. So, first impressions, let's check flatness. We're not flat. Can you see that corner, the middle, and that corner? Which isn't something to worry about, because nearly every stone is like that now. It was very flat, so that's, to me, damn good. And there it's flat. Got a gorgeous speckled pattern, which I really like. The smell is... It doesn't smell like Naneva or Shepton. It smells maybe a little Suihiro. I know that sounds weird, but trust me, when you've smelt enough stones, because Suihiro got a sweet smell. This smells sweet. I know, again it's weird. I'm just using a beater plate to chamfer. And this is so important, guys, getting those chamfering, rounding those corners and edges. If those bite into your knives is ruined. So that's why I'm saying this is good. And then this is more worn and slightly finer. So I'm just going over the polish of the surface. Let's check how the mud feels. Not grainy, not sandy, which is good. It feels like good mud, not like abrasive is tearing off. It still feels pretty coarse. To me that doesn't do anything, because as I've explained in my grit video, grit isn't as easy as slapping a number on. Also, many Japanese use polishing agents in their stone to make them seem finer also. Cutting off the fantastic 300 Kitayama 4K edge. I used the 300 GNS and then the Kitayama 4K, which just basically cleaning up the worst scratches, which to me was one of the most best edges I ever gotten. Just, I always take it to check that it's dull. If that isn't dull, that was actually 2 papers. I'm gonna show you how dull it is if I can get these 2 fucking papers from each other. it's scratching the paper top side, so it's done. Actually, Shibata says this is just to finish on, but I'm gonna test it like a normal stone. I got the 600 up, yep. Checking behind, just barely any pressure. Feels pretty damn good actually. It feels speed-wise like 20-30% behind a normal that grit stone. I just want to get a feel for the stone. The grit and mud feels very, very good. Like I'm letting it dryer, it isn't sticking. Very high quality mud. Actually, decent scratch pattern. And it feels excellent. It feels damn good on this. Better than my other stones by far. Actually, doing this. I know this wasn't why I bought it, but to me, saying you can just use a stone for finishing and nothing else, it's ridiculous. Or just creating an edge and not thinning or not reprofiling or not, yeah. A stone is a tool. If you can't use that tool for everything it's intended, then yeah. It's releasing a little too much abrasive with that light pressure here, so it isn't that hard, which it's supposed to be, can you see? So it's much softer than a Shosera 400 and Anania Pro 1000, the Shaften Koromaku, etc. So, but it's only it's but. Let's check the edge. Let's do around 10 degrees. Very nice feedback. Definitely feels more coarse than a 600 to me. It feels pretty identical to my GNS 300 or Shosera 400 in grit. Do I care? Nope. I've actually gotten a burr already, so it isn't slow. I'm using no weight there, the weight of the knife, and just basically resting my hand. And I got an okay birdie. Let's just go behind the edge. Yeah, let's press the steel. So let's take that edge down to 5 to 7. Doing the other side, 5-7 degrees. Yes, this is VG10 60 HRC 61. And people stop commenting on my videos that I need to spend more time refining and my knives aren't sharp. I couldn't care less about cutting Rishla paper. I just do it for fun. I cut vegetables, which is where I really test my knives. Feels pretty good, this stone. I haven't got a burr on the backside because I'm lowering the angle. Let's go up to 10. It's holding water fine. I did maybe 2-3 minutes soak. Am I so thin that the burr is crumbling and falling off? Let's try going up to 12 or 13 on the back side. And some stones create more burrs than others. I see some specks in this. I can show you afterwards. This feels a lot like a quartz natural. I think you can easily finish just on the 600 side actually. And there the burr is. Just a little more mid part here. And guys, I already have a burr, but it's not the same size everywhere, and that's so damn important in a sunmai knife. In a mono steel, I would move on. Here, let's clean up. Doing weight of the knife, now I'm at 12, 13ish. Just checking if the burr is flipped, so I know I'm good. Yep. I'm using just the weight of the knife here now, just checking how it flips the burr. Yes, this is over sharpening, but it's a new stone, so I want to get the feeling for it. Yep. Let's then start the burr minimizing, and I'm gonna show you what I mean by spec. Can you see, like there, these chunks? Can you see them? There's bits of chunk. I can't feel them with my edge, but it feels a lot like a natural. Using the weight of the knife. Raising a little to shear off the burr. And yes, you're creating a micro bevel, but it's so tiny it will be removed on the next side. And Takayuki and several others recommend you also sharpen to a burr on the 1200. I can't understand a single reason why, other to introduce metal fatigue, which, yeah. I'm not gonna say anything rude about the Japanese, but they are a little too fast in their tradition. Burr is your enemy. If you can create the tiniest burr, but that's better than a bigger burr. And the best thing is to create the smallest burr you can, and then do the least you can on finer gritstones. This feels pretty burr free to me. Just making sure it's clean. Rinsing, because I'm gonna try denim, and I'm just checking how the edge is of the 600 side. So just making sure it's clean, so I don't get grit contamination onto my denim strap. There. Turkish cotton, some of the best in the world is Turkish cotton. That and Egyptian. We have no clue how many high brand denim pants are being made in Turkey and then shipped overseas and slapped a label on. I bought several pants in Turkey which blows away Levi's, Wranglers, Diesel, Wagner, and so many high-end brand denim. Even some of the Japanese indigo denim. These are very thin fabric, but very durable, very good quality. And yes, I'm stropping at the 45 to that round the apex now. If your apex can't handle stropping, then it can't handle food and normal cutting and abuse. It's a given. I dig the tip in. Just wanting to hit both ways on the serrations. There. Is it in view? Yep. Let's check. And that's a pretty decent edge just there. But no, that's not a 600. That to me is a lie. It's like 300, and not even a fine 300. It's like 300. It's just getting the stone to sit. And I'm not meaning this to be rude, but yeah, it's not a 600. This 1200 isn't a 1200. I can feel that with my pencil and fingers. Have I gotten a lemon? I can't say, but I just want to be honest here. And again, not dead flat, a little there, there and there. Do I care? No. And guys, I don't care what people say. I've been sharpening too long, so I can say if a stone is the grit it is or not. Some stones are way finer than their advertised grit. Some are coarser. This is coarser. If you want to argue on that, please do, but look guys, it's far from a 1200 when it's feeling coarser than my Nanva Pro 1000 or similar stones. Let's do behind the edge. Again, it's just the weight of the knife here. Just seeing how the abrasive handles it. This is supposed to be harder than normal stones. Well, I can't really feel that. Barely any pressure. Look at the mud. It feels like a cheaply made stone, which is decent enough. Feels okay. Feels pretty good feedback wise, but I think this is a stone that he has released to earn money on. Sorry to say it, but look at the abrasive. It's soft and shedding abrasive. And I'm using just the weight of the knife here. Not even that, just resting the knife and it's shedding abrasive. So I can't recommend this for tinning or doing behind the edge work at all. If that's not something you like, that it sheds abrasive, it might be better on harder steels. Just keeping an eye of the time because I have a meeting and picking my son up at school, so it's 11. I got plenty of time. And the scratch pattern is also far from 1000. But let's check the edge. I'm even giving it all the chances because this doing the sides will refine the stone a little, make it glaze and actually behave finer than freshly dressed with Atoma. So very light pressure now because the edge is already there, and no, that's not a 1200. This feels also like 500-600. So this side feels like a 500-600, the other like a 300. And that's going by feel. It's not what you can achieve cutting. I don't know that yet. I'm just refining. Yes, it's a little slow here, but not very. Oops. I nearly cut myself more than fast enough to use. It has very good feedback, that I will say. It feels incredibly nice to sharpen on, making the edge here. Now I'm at around 15, making a slight hamaguri edge, which is what I always do, blending it into the profile, going behind the edge, just doing this, just knocking off the shoulder. Why do I create that edge? While to me it's a strong edge and it's a sharp edge. This is marketed as a differential grit stone, which means when you have finished here, you go back and you do an edge leading on the 600 on the side that's towards your dominant side. So I would do this on the 600, this 1200, 600, 1200, done. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just getting a feel here now. I'm lighter than the knife, just kissing the stone. It's still cutting. Doing everything I can here to optimize the stone's chance of getting a clean edge. Look, I've shown I can push cut of the Nano Pro 1000, so this is supposed to be 200 grit. More than that, which is 20%, so it should be finer. Now I'm taking every step I can to refine. So let's test the edge, doing the same as I do on every stone. So not anything, how do I put it, not anything that changes, just gonna get the handle dry. And by not changing anything, using the same knife, I should get the same results, shouldn't I? Feels burr free. Just clean up so I don't contaminate my strop. And I'm gonna show you the scratch pattern so you can see yourself. If you're telling me that's a 1200 grit scratch pattern with those deep scratches, nah, not seeing it. Now I'm even stropping light to maximize the chance for sharpness. I'm not stropping higher either. I'm stropping at the same angle to maximize the sharpness, which I don't do on others. But I'm wanting to give it every chance. And the stone feels great, but to say it's harder, made harder than other stones, no it isn't. That's a lie. Less abrasive than other stones, well, that's correct. Is that a plus or minus? Well, for finishing it's both. Depends on your skill. Some like fast stones, some like slow stones. But it's not harder than anything other. That's a pretty coarse edge. Nowhere near 1,000. Nowhere near 1,000. That's at tops a 600 grit edge. Look, I push cut off a 300 yesterday. This doesn't feel more refined than this, so I'm saying tops 600 on the 1200 side. And I'm not saying this to be rude or anything mean to anyone, but that stone is blatantly lying. Let's again strop, now normal stropping, just to give it every chance out there. I'm liking the stone, don't get me wrong, and I'm probably gonna use it, but it's a lie. It's not a 1200 on the 1200 side, it's 5 tops 600. On the 600 side, it's like a 300. It actually struggles more. Yeah, it's definitely bite the edge, and no, it's not a 1200 by far. And just to prove my point, I nearly lost the stone. This is the Naniva 1000. Can you see? If the camera would focus. There, 1000. But there's a little dust on it. Just got that cleaned away. First off, I can feel a huge difference on the surface just by touching it. And yes, your fingers will know it's like touching sandpaper. Using just the weight of the knife here now. This is much finer. Just put it there. I'm pretty sure that would be already much better. I'm actually not even gonna bother stropping this on the denim just to prove my point here. And I'm not saying Takayuki Shibata is a liar. I'm saying the branding of the stone is a lie. So you can call it what the hell you want. But that stone isn't a 1200 on the 1200 side by far. If you mean it is, you haven't been sharpening for long, or you're lying just to create views. Much taller paper. And I failed. There. I actually went out to the side, but let's check push cutting. And this is before stropping. I can feel, I can hear that it's much finer. And that's without stropping. So the 1200 is around 5, maybe 600. Maybe, let's say between 500 and 600. And the 600 is more like 300. So it's basically half the grit of what it's promised. It's not harder either. Maybe a little bit and very soft stones like king, but yep. This was a disappointment. The only thing I can say, it's got fantastic feedback. There. Just putting it back. Now I didn't spend any time on the 1000, so this is far from where it should be. I got way better results of the 300 and Kitayama. But you'll see the difference straight away. Cutting purely cues. I think I can do circles. Yep. Just not hitting my hand because it was close to my hand. I can push cut. So I get a little mad because, how do I put this? It's a lie, guys. I don't care what people say, what the companies that sells that stone says, what Takayuki Shibata says because he's famous. I don't care. It's a lie. The grit isn't 1200 on that stone. Oh, what the hell am I doing? I'm gonna prove my point here. I hope this goes through. The 1000 from Nano Pro, 1200 from Shibata. Listen to that difference. Same pressure. If you don't believe me, come here and test them yourself. With my fingers. It actually hurts them. Barely anything. Much finer, guys. So, the 600 isn't harder, nearly. It's more like 300. The 1200 is more like 500-600. Is it the bitey finisher? I would say yes. It got excellent feedback, some of the best feedback that I've had in stones. I don't like differential grit sharpening. What I would do is create a edge 600, then refine on 1200, then ever so slightly kiss it on a Kitayama 4K or 5K stone from whatever brand. And I mean just kiss it. So it's a good stone, but it's a lying stone gritwise, and it's too soft to tin, and yeah. I really wanted to like it, and I like it for what it is, but it's very coarse, guys. It's grabbing my fingers. The 600 is 300-ish. The 1200 is 500-600-ish. At least in my experience, so. I know a professional 1000 is a good bit finer. But does that mean it's a bad stone? No. I would recommend it if you want to bite the edge, but don't expect the level of refinement of the 1200 like you get of an Annual Pro. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, leave a like, and sorry for seeming negative, but I'm honest when I review products, so yeah. Bye.